Hello, and welcome back to the Balancing Healthy podcast. Today, I'm going to talk about something that I wasn't sure was still like a thing, but then a couple of conversations I've been having recently has kind of brought it to light, and I just want to touch on it. And that is, which you can probably tell from the title, it's strength versus cardio versus Pilates and like what should I be doing and how much should I be doing and just generally like feeling confused with all of it as a whole. So I thought today I would take you through a bit of it. The first thing I kind of want to talk about is my personal journey with training slash activity, just because I've kind of been through a whole thing myself. Like my journey started 8 years ago. So it's been a whole thing. So yeah, I just kind of wanted to go through that and then I will talk you through, I guess, the benefits and what you should do and like so on and so forth. So my journey, like I said, started 8 years ago. And when I started, I just signed up to like a group fitness place with my friend that was local to us. And our focus was weight loss. And we just kind of went in and like went hard, like as many days as we could. There was weights, but it was really like more like endurance, like hit style classes. And like that's just what we thought we were meant to do because that's just what was there. And I think that's what was kind of more around back 8 years ago. And like I said, the goal was weight loss, which we lost a little bit of weight, but we didn't really lose heaps. So we did that for a year or so, and then we moved on to another group fitness place, which again was a lot of fun. They had again some strength, but it was still more like endurance-y type hit type workouts. Bit of boxing, which I love. That's actually where I learned to box because they were the people that ran it were like professional kickboxers. So I actually learned to box there, which is a random school skill I didn't know I needed, but like I mean comes in handy. Um, but anyway, so done that for a little bit. And then I couldn't afford it at the time because I was working at Macca's like once a week and like it was 40 something dollars a week and like one shift at Macca's. It just wasn't cutting it. And I was probably 21 or something at the time, something like that. So I just kind of decided to go on my own and do my own thing. So I signed up to my first conventional gym and I literally had no idea like what's going on. What do I do? Don't know. But I signed up. It was actually to a Derrimut, Derrimut. Wow, that sounded wild. Derrimut, just to like put it out there. So it's like I'd say like a big box, like bodybuilding type gym. There's some big dudes in there, some really like muscly gals as well. And so me being the shy, timid human I was, and I can still be to this day, I always went into the women's section and it was really actually kind of cool to set up because it was like a big square, but there was mirrors on all the like walls. So I would go in and I would walk on the treadmill and I would like look in the mirror so I could look around the room whilst I was walking and kind of like plan out my next kind of move, which was the ideal at the time. However, I found myself never leaving the treadmill, right? And then I would just go in there for like an hour or so at a time, and then I would up the intervals and up the speeds, and I would just play with like different things. And then I started becoming obsessed with the Stairmaster. I literally would do like 70 plus minutes on the Stairmaster at a time. I was always trying to burn 800 calories. I've got some proof if anyone wants it. And I used to document it on my last Instagram account. But yeah, I was obsessed with cardio. I was like, yes, I'm burning so many calories and like I'm losing weight. And like, I just thought this is what we do. This is how we do it. And I was like, I was too scared to touch the dumbbells and the machines and anything. But B, I just didn't really see a point to it because I was like, oh, I'm not going to burn like as many calories or I guess go as hard if I'm on a machine as opposed to this Stairmaster where I get super, super sweaty because I am someone I will not get sweaty doing weights. It does not matter how hot I get, how hard I push. I'm not a sweaty gal. I will sweat if I'm running or doing hard cardio, but not when I'm doing weights. So in my head, I was like, what's the point in doing weights? I'm not going to sweat. Whereas when I do cardio, I'm going to burn more calories. And that is kind of the first point that I wanted to make. Is that one of those conversations that I was having recently was this one particular person, she said to me that she prefers to do more cardio type workouts because she feels like she's doing more and she's burning more calories in the moment. Well, yes, that is true. You're burning more in the moment. However, when you strength train, you burn more overall. And what I mean by this is when you're strength training, you're getting stronger, you're building some muscle. Muscle has like a thermogenic effect, which just means that building muscle the more muscle you have, the more calories you're going to burn at a resting rate. So, for example, like me literally sitting here on my couch right now, not doing much. So, yeah, that is my first point. But another thing that I wanted to talk about as well was back then when I was in this whole full-on cardio, no strength kind of mode, um, I used to get quite a bad back. And now I always have back pain, like, as women, we can when we get periods and just different things, we can get a bit of back pain, but it would get to the point where sometimes if I just moved wrong, if I twisted wrong, I would literally be unable to walk. And every time I went to a doctor, I did scans, I did things, they were always like, oh no, like it's fine, you're fine, like here's some painkillers and off you go. And I was like, what do you mean? Like I've barely fucking been able to walk into this clinic and you're telling me I'm fine. And I just used to give up in the moment. I was like, whatever, I'll just take my painkillers. I'd give it a couple of days and then it would be okay. And like truthfully, it was okay after a couple of days, but I always had to be so fucking careful because if I moved wrong, I was like, fuck, I'm just risking like being unable to walk and unable to train and like unable to like do anything. So that is kind of those two things I just talked about. So the cardio and the back pain, they're kind of where it was bad for me. Okay, I'll say that it was bad for me. Um, And where I am now, I should say, let's skip to the now. Obviously, I'm a personal trainer, but I strength train 3 times a week, and it is my number one thing that I would get anyone to prioritize. And I'll go into it in a second, but it's more than just like the aesthetic side of it. Like, yes, you want to look good, but there's so many benefits to strength training, right? Like yes, you do have the aesthetics, you're going to build some muscle. Um, you're going to boost your metabolism. You're going to be able to burn more calories at a resting rate, like all of those good things. But it's also so good for injury prevention and injury management, aka like my back that I just talked about. I don't have back pain anymore. I might have a rare occurrence where it'll come up, but I do not get my back pain anymore. And it is truthfully because I have been so intentional with my strength training, so intentional with getting stronger, building up the muscles around it. Generally, when we have a sore anything, it's generally weak. We get a lot of clients that, will have knee pain, for example, but it's never the actual knee. It's always going to be the muscles around. Everyone's different, but it's always going to be the muscles around it, and we just need to work on strengthening it. So that is a really, really, really big point I want to make: injury prevention and injury management. I mean, lifting weights, it's just going to enhance your mood. It enhances cognitive function. So you're thinking, like it does so many good things for you. And it is truthfully my number one for anyone. It doesn't matter what your goal is, where you're at in your journey. It doesn't matter how old you are. Strength training should be your number one. That is my personal preference. I'm not shaming cardio. I'm not shaming Pilates. Cardio is still important. We want good heart health. It's really important for that. We still want to keep our bodies moving and stay active. Like, what's the point in just going and training for say an hour a day and then just sitting like a couch potato? Like that's not gonna be beneficial for you at all because then you're spending this time in the gym, but then you're just letting your body just sit there and do nothing. Like you want to keep it moving, keep the muscles going. And then Pilates is really good as well, just for something, like core engagement, glute engagement, just kind of gets into those little muscles that you might not hit, with your strength training or anything like that. And if you've done Pilates, you would know what I'm talking about. So my what I would say best for you, prioritize strength and then sprinkle in your cardio and your Pilates. So when I say that, if you are someone that say you can do 4 sessions a week, right? You're like, I can commit to 4 and I want to be able to do a mix of things. I would say do 2 or 3 strength sessions consistently and then make one of them a Pilates, whether it's reformer, whether it's mat work, like whatever it needs to be. And then if you have that extra space one day or on the weekend or like whenever, and you want to add some cardio, then add some cardio. Even if you want to add a bit of cardio at the end of your strength sessions, train for 50 minutes and then do 10 minutes of cardio at the end. Like you can still have it all, but you just kind of have to be smart. You just kind of have to think about, okay, how can I do it consistently that I can hit all areas and still achieve whatever goals I have? All right. So that would be my best, best tip. Strength first, and then sprinkle in your cardio and your Pilates around that. And I actually just want to put in a little shout out here because the studio that I work out. Oh my God, I cannot talk today. The studio that I work at, MFW Fitness Studio in South Yarra. If you're near South Yarra, if you're a female and you're in South Yarra or the surrounding areas, or maybe you work in South Yarra and you need a good women's only gym, send me a DM because I truly think, and I'm so proud of our timetable, I truly think we have the best studio offering that I personally have ever seen. We've got strength classes, we've got a little bit of cardio in there, and then we've got Pilates classes as well. I truly, truly think it is the perfect mix. And it's literally exactly what I'm sharing with you guys here on this podcast. So I just want to shout out MFW. And if anyone wants to have some more info on it, please send me a DM on my Instagram. Um, but yeah, that's pretty much all I had. I didn't really think it would be this short of an episode, but I guess that's that. Um, one more thing, actually, I will say is that I think this episode is actually perfect coming into the silly season because I think we all kind of struggle. Well, I don't struggle as much because I don't actually really go away. I still kind of work here and there. The routine definitely changes, but it's just I don't struggle as much with this. But I know a lot of people, they go away and they really struggle with staying active, keeping moving, being like, how can I keep my routine? And like, kind of all of the above if they're not at home. And this is where I say, yes, strength is number one. But like if you're going away, you haven't got a gym near you, or you don't want to go to the gym and you're not lugging your weights with you, you can still get movement through, say, a quick at home, no equipment workout. Like it won't be weights. It'll still be moving. You can still do like work your muscles, but just in a more like cardio endurance type way. Or maybe, you could do again, quote unquote, at home Pilates workout. And again, you're still moving your body. It's not lifting weights. You're not going to grow your muscle in this session, but it's still keeping the muscles moving. It's keeping you active. It's keeping you working. It's going to keep your mobility and your flexibility. So then when you come back, you're not, well, not that you're not, but you don't feel like you are starting again at square one, quote unquote, because, well, you won't be starting at square one because you've been stuck to your routine already. But when you come back, you won't feel as sore and you won't feel as fatigued and lethargic, like just getting back into the swing of things. So, I guess another good tip is if you're going away this silly season, just make sure to keep moving your body, whether you are just going for walks, whether, like I said, you do a really big stretch, whether you add in a little bit of Pilates, a little bit of a home workout, like even like 15, 20 minutes, that is something that is better than nothing. So that's my take on the silly season as well. Thought I would throw that in there because why the hell not? When you guys hear this, it'll be nearly December, which is crazy. This year has actually freaking flown by. I'm just gonna have a quick look at my notes because I'm just trying to see if there's anything that I've missed. Da, da, da. Oh, actually, classic me. I didn't talk about the aesthetics with my personal journey. So just to take it back, aesthetics. When I said I was wanting weight loss and all I did was cardio, that was great. I lost a lot of weight. I lost 30 kilos. Cool. But I hit that 30 kilo mark and I still felt like shit. I felt unhappy. I felt sad. I felt like I still wasn't worth enough. I still felt so small and so tiny and like, what the fuck is the point of all this? And I was like, if I just keep losing weight, like it's fine. But no, it wasn't fucking fine. And I just want to talk about the aesthetics of it. So yes, I had lost 30 kilos. I was weighing 67 at that point. I was fucking tiny. One of my friends said to me recently, she was like, Sarah, there was literally no muscle on you. Like she was looking at a photo. She goes, there's no muscle on you. And I'm looking at it and I'm going, yeah, there's fucking nothing. Like I'm so tiny And it was not something I realized at the time, but it's definitely something I look back at now. I sit between 80 to 81 kilos. I have muscle on my body. I look fucking healthy. I look glowy. I feel like I'm living my best life. I'm so much happier, so much more confident. And so much of it is truly down to A, lifting weights, getting stronger, and B, just nourishing myself, looking after myself. That's a whole other episode. We'll talk about food another time, but this is obviously just about training. So definitely that's another benefit to training. It is going to boost your confidence. And if you want that quote unquote dream body hourglass figure, strength training is going to help you build that. It doesn't come down to losing fat, it comes down to building muscle. So building up your back, building up your glutes, your legs. Like, trust me, if you want to feel confident, you want to feel sexy, and you just want to feel fucking fantastic about your body, strength training is where it's at, and then sprinkle in your Pilates and cardio. Wow, I cannot fucking talk today. So I might wrap it up there. Just wanted to do a quick, short, sharp episode just to kind of help you guys out. There is no shame on any of the three, but I would just prefer strength training first and then sprinkle in the rest as a bit of overflow. So I do 3 strength training sessions a week now. And then I'm not doing enough cardio at the moment. I have been saying literally this week, I was like, I need to put in some more cardio because my cardiovascular fitness has just kind of gone straight down. So I might start to reschedule one run in per week, which is perfect because I'm going to do the run for the kids again next year, which is in about 4 months, I think. So one run per week. Otherwise, I might not make it. Anyway, thank you guys so much for listening, tuning in, watching this, however you're consuming this podcast. Hope you have a beautiful day. I hope this helped you. If it did, leave a comment, DM me on Instagram, tag, share, whatever. I see it all and I appreciate it all. And I love you guys so much. So thank you again. And I'll speak to you in the next episode. Bye.